Let's play a game called Find the Root Note in the Scale. Doing this before you pick up your guitar is going to save you a ton of time hunting around, looking at your screen, looking at your phone, looking at some PDF that you had to download and get on some emailing list that you had to disconnect from. Anyway, we want to find all the root notes on our pentatonic scale. Let's start with the minor root notes. So let's look at our bass pattern here, the one we all know and love, right? We know that if we want to classify this pattern as a minor pattern, we're going to change this note out. And if you don't know that, well, now you do. It's that easy. Just by doing that one action, this is now the G sharp minor pentatonic scale. I picked G sharp because it lays out nicely on the fretboard. So ignore that, don't worry. We now have one root note located. From that one root note, let's use a few different tricks to find all the other root notes, and then that will help us memorize where they are. Please check my link in bio for things that are going on like giveaways, Kickstarter, or just send me an email there. After that, we're going to play. Well, you're going to play, and you're going to pause on those root notes, and you'll play over top of a backing track. Okay, but I digress. Let's find these root notes. Okay, trick number one to finding a root note moving to the right. Well, the most obvious thing here is this E is equal to this E, which means that this note here, being G sharp, is equal to that one. So we've found another root note already. We only have 4 more. There's only 6 root notes, 1 per string. So we have 4 more to find in this pattern. Trick number 2 is down 2 over 2 when you're going to the right. So down 2 strings, 1, 2, and over 2 frets, 1, 2 is another root note. Now, not to scare you or confuse you, but be careful when you're going between the G and the B string, you've got to add an extra fret to the right. Don't worry about that just now, but we'll get there. So now let's take a look at our bass pattern. We have 3 root notes. Play this pattern, play it vertically if you want, but try not to. Just randomly play notes over top a drone backing track and listen to how those root notes sound. They're going to sound really nice. They're going to sound like they blend, like they have nowhere to go. Kind of boring, actually, but very important that you know where they are, because from those notes, you'll find other things like thirds and fifths. But for now, we're finding just root notes. So we have the bass pattern done. Let's see if we can branch that out for the rest of the fretboard here. The next trick is going to the left on the fretboard. To the left on the fretboard, we need to go down 3 and over 3. So we are down 1, 2, 3 strings over 1, 2, 3 frets, and that is G sharp. Whoops, that's a white peg. Let's drop a yellow one in there. So this is our open G string with 1 fret to the right is a G sharp. Here's our G on the E string, 1 fret to the right, G sharp, down 2 over 2, G sharp, all the way down to the bottom string, G sharp. Great. We're doing great. Let's try that other rule. We're here, and I said down 2 and over 2 to the right, but we're crossing from G to B, so we have to be careful. Down 1, 2, down 1, 2, and over 1, 2, plus 1 fret. So you can see we had to apply the rule. So let's see what strings we have left. We have the A string, so let's pick a different method to locate this root note. We can count through the musical alphabet just for fun, because it's always a good exercise to do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, sharp. Okay, so it's that guy right there. It's a long ways down the fretboard. It's good, I find, to once in a while remind yourself of how the musical alphabet works. And when we're talking major scale, it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. It's just the way it is when you count through letters. A, B, C, B and C is close together. C, D, E, F, E and F are close together. Okay, I'm digressing. I'll shorten this. Don't worry, I'll shorten it. Okay, so we have the E string located, we have the A string located, we have the D, we have the G. We're just missing the B string. So what method should we use here to find our root note on the B string? We're looking for a G sharp. Well, we said down 2 and over 2. That's a really easy one. So down 2 strings and over 2 frets. So down 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, Uh-oh, we have that problem again, right? We went across from the G to the B. So we have to go one more note to the right. And there we go. How can we check our work? Well, let's look at each pattern. Let's check our work first. I'll pull the screen back and now show you that underneath here I have another fretboard escalator that has the intervals. And when we talk about a minor scale as opposed to the major scale, the roots are on the 1. The minor scale, the roots are on the 6. And I can show you that on the circle of fifth style. The major scale, so D major, is on the 1. Oh, we didn't change this. Sorry, we got to change this. We were going for G sharp minor, right? So I've rotated the dial so that we are in G sharp, Steve, ill-prepared, G sharp minor, okay? So you'll notice that beside there is a 6. So the G sharp minor, lower Roman numerals, is a 6. So everywhere there's a 6 is going to be a G sharp minor. And the relative key of that is B major. That's where the 1 is. So everywhere there's a 1, it's B major. See, there's B. Everywhere there's a 6, it's a G sharp. Okay, so I can check my work by looking at the fretboard escalator and saying, everywhere there's a 6 should be a yellow peg on the upper fretboard escalator. So I have a 6 here. I've got a yellow peg there. I've got a 6 here and here, 2 yellow pegs, a 6, yellow peg, 6, yellow peg, 6. Okay, so we've done it correctly. No surprise there. Now what we need to do is memorize those without the lower fretboard escalator helping us, pattern by pattern. So you start here. You start here and you play this scale. I would not recommend starting top to bottom. Start in the middle, start at the end, start randomly. Over top of, well, in this case, a G sharp backing track, but probably not often you're going to find that. Find a G backing track and just shuffle your fretboard escalator to G minor. Okay. And that's an easier backing track to find. Then just play that scale randomly, musically, however, and see how those root notes feel over top the chord. Now, do it to that pattern. Note where those roots are. It's going to help you immensely in the future. Now we go to the mirror pattern. Do the same thing. We see we have a root note there and there. And then we have the bridged pattern that goes over the 12th fret. That's the Rumpelstiltskin. I won't show it to you just now. You'll be able to do it with your own fretboard escalator if you support the Kickstarter. And we have one more pattern here called the 2s, which does sort of split. So you know what? Let's just do that real quick. I'm going to just show you. That's upside down. Okay. So there's our 2s. Memorize where the root notes are, where the 2s are. That's why I did G sharp, because it got almost all the patterns on the board at once. So use physical learning to locate those pegs just like I did. Then grab your guitar, shape by shape, start memorizing where the minor roots are. And if you want to know where the major roots are, I'll do another video of that next time. Please check my link in bio for things that are going on, like giveaways, Kickstarter, or just send me an email there. Come say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.